Done.
Amoreya. Here we go, Amore.
Here we are.
Here we are. Welcome back.
Welcome back to Unfiltered Podcast.
It's been a while.
It's been a long time, but at the same time, it was a season of, I will say, creation and a lot of healing for both of us. And yeah, it was a quiet season. And now we're back.
Now we're back.
Now we're back, and actually this period of not doing the podcast has been really good because we actually created our new project, Reclaim, which is what we're going to talk about today. But I think that before going there, we just want to share with you a little bit our journey, what did happen, why we have been quiet, and what it was, which it wasn't quiet, but it was quiet at the front, but we were moving through things behind the scene. And Mark, do you want to begin?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, firstly, even just like the setting right now, we're in Margaret River.
Yeah.
And this is something that Sara and I talked about in December last year when we came here for a couple of days.
Yeah.
We were in a garden in an Airbnb and just sitting down having a cacao or a coffee and just relaxing and just feeling into the environment and nature around Margaret River. And we just had this idea of like, this is where we want to live. Like this is just us. Like the energy here, the trees, the forest, and it's not too far from the beach as well. And the vibe of this place, it just holds us and just makes us feel safe, makes us feel relaxed. Like as soon as you drive in, you're just surrounded by trees and you just drop in. And yeah, we had that intention in December, you know, and fast track 5-6 months, here we are, and it's our reality now. Like this is our home.
It is.
And it's now just establishing ourselves in this new community and, you know, experiencing beautiful people all around and having conversations with them and really just stepping into, I guess, the new chapter for us in our life, which aligns with what we're going to be talking about with Reclaim.
Yeah. So Reclaim born with an intuition.
Yeah.
We had this intuition based on our own experience. And we know that it's a big of a change and I would say like this is an upgrade of where we are at in our journey. And if you are an entrepreneur, which is most of our audience are a business owner and entrepreneur, you grow, you evolve constantly through your journey. So it's very impossible, I feel, for an entrepreneur to stay and do the same for their entire business journey because you learn so much, you dive so much into yourself that you're constantly unlocking a new layer of your healing journey and you're learning new things and you arrive at the point where you can no longer shut that down and you want to bring that to the world and help people that are experiencing exactly what you did. And for Mark and I, we both experience what it means to be part and involved into a narcissistic abusive relationship. Unfortunately, we both had this experience. We are not going to go into all the details just yet, but I can talk for myself. I experienced that in so many ways. In different time in my life, when I was younger, when I was an adult, like I had a lot of narcissistic people in my life that created this sense of not being able to speak my truth, to constantly not having boundaries, to be a people pleaser, to shut down my voice and be scared. Be scared of being visible. Be scared of putting myself out there. Be scared to take action, the action that will free myself from these people, right? And I know that this is something that so many people explore, but there is experience. But the reason why Mark and I decided to go through Reclaim and create Reclaim is to give a voice to the one that experienced that and to give a community, because Mark and I didn't receive the support that we were looking for because there is not much support out there. And at the same time, we don't entertain that, the fact that it is not enough support out there. So we choose to create it, to create a community where we give that support, we give that validation. We believe the survival, the person that, don't really like call it survival, the person that experienced that, we give to them this community, this place where they can be heard and they will be validated and mostly believe it. Because often you will not believe it, because the narcissistic person create this show, and they put on a show, literally a show, where they are the victim. They are nice. They are very appreciated by people. They actually have a huge community. Everybody loves them. They're nice people.
On the outside.
On the outside. But behind the scene, they have their victims. And they are not nice at all. They actually do the opposite of what they show to the world. And if you are someone that experienced that, it's a very challenging experience, because you feel like that you are going crazy. You feel like that you making things up. You feel like that you create a big deal about something that actually doesn't happen. And we are here to tell you that it did happen. And it's very easy to feel it in your body, and we're going to talk about this so much, and we're going to give you the sign, how to recognize it if you experience that, if you're already doing it, like how to get out of it. Like, we're going to give you like so much information and tools to actually start to see a change in your life, because it does happen with you taking certain action and become free. And this is not about changing yourself, neither, because you don't change them, because it's impossible to change them. Don't even try. But you are not going to change yourself neither. You are going to actually do the things that will help you to set yourself free from this dynamic.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Because we experience it, that's why Reclaim born it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's from our experience, and that's why there's such a passion and a purpose behind this movement,
absolutely.
and this direction of Reclaim, because we've lived it, right? And it's very hard to talk about things that you haven't lived, but we've actually lived this experience, through childhood, through friendships, through romantic partners, all the different dynamics. We've been there deep in the trenches, so we know what we're talking about from lived experience, unfortunately. But we want to transmute it. Like, we want to take what we've experience, the pain side of it, and transmute it into how we can actually articulate a process that can help others. Because, as Sara so beautifully shared, it's like you're alone. When you're going through this experience, you feel like you're alone, because
we have been alone
exactly
into this.
The narcissist, like, the dynamic actually forces you into isolation, right? And so you do feel like you're alone, and you're easy to prey on. And something to know as well, like the kind of victim, the kind of person that generally attracts a narcissist is someone who's deeply empathetic, someone who's very kind, who's very open, and someone who is like, people-pleasing tendencies, and you're definitely more vulnerable in that sense, because you don't really have your core, like your sense of self-worth. And that was my experience, like this feeling of unworthiness. So I don't have that confidence in myself. That wasn't instilled in me through childhood, through other reasons. And because of that, I was more susceptible to being a target to narcissistic people, right? Because they prey on that person who is not confident in themselves and doesn't feel safe within themselves, right? So that's something to be aware of. If that's you, if you're quite an empathetic person, you're quite, kind, you put a lot of other people's needs ahead of your own. Like, these are the kind of people that are more susceptible to receiving that narcissistic person sort of thing, experience. And on the other end, the narcissist is generally someone who is looking for their unmet needs, and they're looking for someone who can give that to them by taking energy away from them. So it's almost like the words of an energy vampire as well, like sucking the energy out of you, sucking the soul out of you, sucking your life force, essentially. And these people, through childhood as well, for whatever reason, they experienced these experiences that led them to become a narcissist, right? So I think along the journey, as we get deeper with Reclaim, as we get deeper with our journey, we're going to express a lot of tools, a lot of different, things, modalities, and people that you can count on to help you navigate your journey. Because sometimes dealing with a narcissist, it's not as easy as just blocking them and that's it, they go away. Because sometimes, like this bee is with me right now, be careful. Sometimes you have to live with them in your life. There could be family members, could be ex-partners, and you have kids. It could be
kids.
it could be any of these situations. So know that throughout this journey, if you're experiencing this, that you're not alone, and the best thing you can do is ask for help.
Yeah, and also like something that I want to share in this first episode of relaunching like Unfiltered, why we're doing this now, and we moved into this pretty fast, because it's something that is needed. Is needed right now for so many people that don't speak. They don't say it, they have been abused. And when we say abuse, abuse can be emotional. So I just want to clarify that if you haven't been abused physically, it's still abuse. If someone controlling you, like coercive control, it's abuse. It doesn't have to be physical. It can be emotional through text, through messages, through play the victim in front of everyone and make you look like you are the crazy one. And this is all the tactic that a narcissistic person does to isolate you and to basically destroy you. And this is happening every day in so many people's lives. And that's why we decided to do this, to start to bring awareness to the one that haven't really admitted first. Because for me, my first step was actually recognizing it and naming what did happen to me instead of minimize it, which is what everybody else does. You know, when you're talking with people about this, there is a lot of minimalization, like what they actually did to you. That is a very common question. And what they actually did to you, they did everything to you. And it's very important for you to understand abuse is not just physical. It goes deeper than that. And that's why the narcissistic topic, it's something that we bring into life a lot, because the bruises doesn't have to be in the body.
External, yeah.
They can be internal, because maybe they destroy your confidence, they destroy your intuition, they made you questioning yourself, they gaslighting you, which is what they do. And after a long period of time, this does have effect in your well-being. The way that you respond to relationship, the way that you respond to money, business, career, the way that you show up in your day-to-day life, it does have consequences. And that's why we bring this movement to life, because we want to give a home to the people that experience this and they haven't felt understood, believe it, validated, and acknowledged also from authorities, because that's something that we experience as well. You know, because Mark is a man and is not a woman, he hasn't been listened in the same way that if I will do it. And that's, again, something that is currently happening. How many men are out there that maybe have been abused by a woman and they are not validated because of that?
Yeah, silently suffering seems to be a massive thing happening around a lot of men, a lot of people in our community anyway that we're aware of. The more that you go deep into this, you realize like there's so many people out there that are suffering this dynamic, and a lot of people are silenced. A lot of people are keeping it quiet under wraps because they don't really know who to trust, who to talk to about these things. Because I know in my experience, it was very lonely, and had I not had Sara with me along my way, my journey, it would have taken over 10 years.
Absolutely.
You know?
And you will be like going into probably in a black hole.
Oh, yeah.
Because you will be alone.
Yeah.
And because nobody believed you.
Exactly.
Except me.
Yeah.
So that's the reality of so many other people.
Exactly, yeah. So that's what we really want to shine a light on in this new direction with Reclaim. It's like you're not alone.
No.
You don't have to go it alone, and we do have the tools and the tactics and things that can help you actually come back to wholeness. Because it's not like you're going to a new version of yourself, like you're coming back to that version of you before all of the toxicity, before all of the abuse, the narcissism that you experienced. And that's really what we're bringing into light in this new movement, in this new space, this new environment, is really coming back home to wholeness that you already are.
And something that it's our goal and it's our mission with this project is to bring this project to life in so many ways. And we're going to talk about this in details. We are working behind the scene to do many things, and which we are very excited about all of them.
Oh, yes.
We can really wait to share it with you, but not just yet. We keep you all keen until the moment is right. But something that we want to say already, that our goal with our podcast, with the content that we will create and everything that we will do, is to give you what you didn't have. You will be believed. We will be believing you. We will believe in you, we will validate you, and we will acknowledge you. And the reason why, because we experience it. And we know exactly how it looks like to don't be believed by family member or from the people that you love, or be questioned all the time. When you know that behind the scene you have been abused, constantly controlled, manipulated, gaslighting, guilt-gripped, you know it, you face it, you experience that, and on the other side there are people around you that say, but she's so nice, he's such a good man, she's such a good mom, everybody at school love her, and things like that. When you know that behind the scene, that's not who they are. We know how it feels. It feels very, how can I describe it? Like your words, you start to questioning your words.
Yeah.
You start to question your identity. Like, am I going crazy? Because that's definitely has been me many times, and same for Mark.
Oh, yeah.
Questioning if...
It's chicken Yeah, it is on. I was always.
checking, like, making us feel crazy. And that's exactly their purpose. That's what they want to do, because unfortunately, narcissistic person, it's a pathology.
Yeah.
It is. And it's nothing wrong to say that, because that's exactly what's happening. Like, they are not aware of what they do. No, that's not that we're not aware of what they do. They cannot control that. It's part of the way that they behave. It's part of the way that they show up in the war.
Yeah, but we don't want to normalize like that's how they are, in terms of like they are still responsible. Like,
Yeah,
I
no,
think,
they are
and I think that's what you're saying
responsible.
as well. Like, imagine someone that's like a killer and they killed someone, and
Yeah.
then like they said, oh, like
No,
I
they
did
are-
it and I wasn't like conscious, you know, like
Yeah,
you're
but they're
still
not
responsible for your
willing to
actions.
look into themselves.
Yeah,
Because they constantly blaming you.
yeah, not willing to look at their own wounds.
They are not looking into themselves. You can tell them, like, go to therapy. They don't even give a
No,
fuck
because in
about
their
that.
perception of reality, like they see themselves as the victim.
Yeah, they are the victim. Like, basically, when you're approaching a narcissistic person, this is a very good tip to use. When they blaming you and when they accusing you of things, which can be publicly, so when they go public, for example, that's when they are losing the control. So that's actually a good sign. It means that you are in a good place. You're doing it. Something is about to change. So when they go public, or they sending you a message where they, try to guilt gripping you, gaslighting. So they gaslighting the reality. So wherever they say to you, like, that you are the one that manipulates them, that you are the one that abuse them, and all of those things, it's them. They're basically projecting into you what they're doing.
Yeah.
That's what they do. That's one of their patterns. That's how they behave. So when you're receiving messages like that, or they're commenting in your content or whatever, remember, it's them. They're describing exactly what they're doing to you.
Yeah.
So don't even entertain it. Don't even believe in that. Don't even think that that's what you do. No, that's what they do to you.
Yeah.
Because that's the narcissistic behavior. That's
Yeah.
how they do it. They're projecting on you what they do to you.
Yeah, and I think like that's why it's so important to have people around you
That can
when you're
see
going
that.
through this. They can see that, because I have been going through it by myself, and it's a very different journey to when I have support with Sara, when I have support with
Exactly.
some friends that I call on the phone and have a conversation with them, because it's so embedded in your body, and you
Yeah.
don't feel safe, like you feel normal in a chaotic environment, that when you're
Yeah.
going through it, you think that's your normal life.
Correct.
So when you start to separate, you get space, you're going to need a community around you. You're going to need support.
Tools
You need
as well.
tools, for you
Tools.
to navigate that, because it's now your nervous system is realigning with feeling safe in a safe environment.
Yeah.
And that's so important that you have that help around you, because if you don't, like, it's a long road.
And at the same time, this is possible to get out of it. There is, like, Mark and I putting together everything to help you with this, like a roadmap to how to stop the abuse, how to get away from it, how to put them back into their place and don't have nothing to do with them anymore. And if you still need to deal with them, we're gonna bring in the support there. You might need a lawyer, you might need certain things, or whatever it might be, right? So we are creating all of this to help you, because we're experiencing that. We're actually doing it for ourselves, so we can teach as well to people like you to change that. But something that I want to say for who is listening and for who is going to listen from now on, they created the story. So I repeat this again. They created the story. They're manipulating you, gaslighting you to the point that you didn't stop them to do what they did to you. And they created this story to make you believe that they are the good one, that they haven't done nothing to you. They controlled and manipulated you to the point that you actually started to believe that you were the problem. And that's how you know you have been manipulated. That's how you know you have been controlled by a narcissistic person. And I want to repeat this. It's not you. They used your weakness, your empathy, the fact that you are
Your kindness.
Your kindness is someone that wants to help, and they created this sort of toxic dependency.
Yeah.
You become dependent of them, sort of.
This attachment.
There is sort of attachment because they created that, because they are really good at giving you validation. Giving you validation, which is what, if you are an empath, that's exactly what you want.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you crave. And they're really good at that. So the story that they built it around whatever did going on, like in my case, it was a story that I wanted that to me to happen, which is crazy because it's not. But they made you believe that that's what you wanted. So you arrive at the point where you're thinking that, oh no, I haven't been manipulated because I actually wanted that,
Yeah.
when you didn't. You didn't wanted that in the first place. They controlled you and you manipulated you to the point to believe that you wanted that. And this is a very key important part of it, because that's how you're reclaiming your voice. Because you start to reconnect with yourself and say, I will never do that. I will never allow that in my life. I will never agree to any of this. But I did. I did because I was manipulated, I was controlled, I was vulnerable in that moment, whatever, because they use the vulnerability as a
Yeah.
way to hook you in.
Yeah. Yeah, because
And
once you put the guard down, then they hook in.
exactly.
Yeah.
So don't worry, we're creating all of this. Like
We're very passionate.
literally,
We're talking about so many different things. I
literally
love this.
we are really prepared.
Yeah.
And we are prepared because we experienced, I think I had like 6 or 7 narcissistic person in my entire life.
Yeah.
Friends, a parent, which I'm gonna talk about it for
Yeah.
sure in one of episode, and I'm gonna talk about what it means to have a narcissistic as a kid, what does to your kids, because if you have kids and you're listening to this, listen carefully.
Yeah.
Because if you are in a relationship with a narcissistic person, you must do something about it, because their kids grow up with this parent and that it's not good. It doesn't look good. And I'm gonna talk about this for as long as I have voice to talk about it, because it's important for our future generation as well to stop this stuff and to learn how to recognize it so you can pull yourself out of it
Yeah.
and make sure that it doesn't happen to you again. So this reclaim is not just to give you the voice and your life back, but it's also to learn how to don't allow that anymore in your life and bring this to other people, to your community, to the people in your life, to a friend or to a kid, whatever. So you do not repeat this, because there is so many people like that out there. They are living in our day-to-day life and
Oh,
they
yeah.
are successful and they look good people.
Yeah, that's right. So just wrapping up this beautiful introduction of our new journey, basically, like, if you're experiencing anything like this, or if you know friends and family or whatever that have gone
Yeah.
through this experience, like, know that you're not alone and there is help out there, and we're coming as well, like, in full force. This is
Yeah,
our
we
purpose. This is our passion. This is like our true north right now in this present moment of, like, helping people navigate their ways through toxic, narcissistic abuse. It is real, it's prevalent in society, and it's something that needs to be addressed. You
Yeah.
know, it's only recently in Australia, I think it was yesterday or the day before, where they implemented the new laws regarding coercive control. And that's like now jail time, right?
Yeah.
So this is all happening, this non-physical domestic violence, whether it's in the family,
Which is the
house or-
worst.
yeah,
It's
or
even
friends.
worse.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's worse because you
You
can't
don't have
see
evidence.
it, right? But it's happening, and it's happening if it's resonating within you. It's happening in your experience, right? And don't think that you're delusional. Don't think that you're losing your mind, or
Correct.
you don't really know what's going on. Just know that there is help out there.
Yeah.
You don't have to go it alone, and it's not you. It's not you that's created this.
No,
right?
absolutely no. It's not your fault. That's what they do, and that's why they choose a certain type of people like empath to do this, because it's the easy target, and at the same time, empowered person as well. They love that too. They love to destroy the person that is strong, that is empowered. Again, talking for experience, also here, and it's both sides. And something that I want to add before we closing down. So this episode, your body will tell you. Like for me, is my body. My body told me about the abuse, even if it was invisible, told me in the way that I react. For example, when someone comment on my content or criticize me, or my body goes in danger straight away. And the reason why, because visible, speaking my voice, saying no, equal being abused. So the body remember. So you might don't remember sometimes. I didn't remember for a very long time, like until a few months ago. You maybe don't remember, you may be feeling like that you're going crazy. Your body will tell you the truth.
Yeah.
And the body respond. The body respond to what you did experience, even if you don't, even if your mind shut down, your body doesn't. So observe how you are. When you're setting boundaries, for example, how does it feel? How, when you're speaking up, like if you're going on social media and speaking up about something that it's true for you, how do you feel? Because what we notice with our journey and also with clients, the people that have been abused from a narcissistic person, they are afraid of being visible.
Yeah.
They are afraid to speak up. They are afraid to set boundaries. They are people pleaser. So it's a very like something that we notice.
Yeah, it's a pattern, isn't it?
Exactly. And that's when you know that something happened. And it can be in different ways. It can be with the parent, can be with friends, can be with the partner, a workplace, because it can happen in work as well, workplace as well. So it can be anywhere. So start to notice that. And if you're listening to this podcast and you feel like something happened to me and I want to talk about it, reach out to us.
Yeah, absolutely. You can reach out to us on our Instagram. You can reach out to us on email. We'll have all the links in the show notes here on this podcast. There is support out there for you. You don't have to go it alone. It is a lonely journey, but there are people that can help you and support you. And we see you. We see you from a lived experience. So
we do.
You're not alone. We love you, and we'll see you very soon.
And we might want to take an opportunity to share about what is happening with our other stuff.
Oh, extra stuff.
Yeah, the business stuff that we did until now.
True.
We might want to take that, because Mark and I are very passionate and, we go all in with what we do, but at the same time, we still do the other things. So like my business program are still available. We actually did a new video in one of my most successful programs.
That's right, like a soul-led bundle. So this is basically for the entrepreneur who is soul-led, who wants to start to receive from actually just being in their truth, instead of the opposite of like trying to DM 100 people, trying to like willpower their way to success. This is more for the people who are more in alignment, don't want to live to work, Yeah.
And you want to create a business that is the reflection of your soul. It's not a reflection of everybody else. You want to create something unique that match your lifestyle, the way that you want to run your business, creating content that come from the soul instead of content that are created like everybody else does the same thing and you do the same thing. No, you're just creating content that speak through your soul, which is that does have a different impact and eat like the soul of other people, the client that you want to attract. It's magnetic. So that's what we still do.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we still have like clients that work for us to change their frequency so they can attract everything they desire. So our Wealth Frequency course, it's still available.
Yep.
The Quantum Leap series is there. So everything is there.
Yeah, everything is there. We'll have links for all below. So it's all available for you. If you resonate, feel free to reach out. We love you. We support you and we're here for you. Much love.
Bye-bye.